and gentlemen, welcome back to the Think About It channel. Today is a very special one. It's our first episode of our new segment called Rejuvenate. And we are lucky enough to have Nicole Farese here with us today. She's an international board certified lactation consultant and the founder of Rooted Maternal Wellness. She specializes in challenges such as oral function and restrictions, tongue ties, latching issues, and feeding difficulties. Rooted Maternal Wellness provides in-home consultations in Monmouth, Ocean, Mercer, Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, and Salem counties in New Jersey. That's like half the state if you didn't know that. As well as virtual appointments nationwide. That's like all of the country if you didn't know that. And on top of that, Nicole is a newborn photographer. Nicole, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I was so excited to see you reach out because lactation and moms and babies and stuff, like I think we mentioned before, is sort of taboo, even though like everybody has them.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So I thought, what better way to sort of like talk about that and maybe like clear out some of the weirdness people have about it?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to become a lactation consultant.
Yeah, so my name's Nicole. I'm a mom of two beautiful little girls who are actually kind of what got me into wanting to do lactation. My oldest she's just about to turn 4. And with her experiencing that transformation into motherhood for the first time is just so magical. And even that breastfeeding connection that you have with your little one is just the most precious little thing. So I literally wanted to take that feeling up and just put it in a little bottle. But that's kind of hard to do when kids they grow so fast and rapidly in front of your eyes. But I kind of just found a little bit of that magic by wanting to help other moms and kind of be part of their experience and their magic. So that's kind of just what led me down, is just that craving of that feeling of that special moments in the first couple months of motherhood in a baby's life.
So then what possessed you to take it a step further and start your own business, Rooted Maternal Wellness?
Yeah, so that is more on, I guess, the selfish end. I wanted a career opportunity where I could control my schedule. I am working mom while my kid's in preschool. I am stay-at-home mom when my kid's at home. So by creating my own private practice, A, I had that flexibility. B, I have the freedom to help take care of parents how I feel is right, because in some places like hospital lactation consultants, they're not allowed to mention certain things like tongue ties or oral restrictions, and I didn't want that kind of restriction on me. I want to be able to provide the best care possible. So just doing private practice and kind of being in charge of myself and the practice was like the best plan for me.
And that's fun because I don't want to take shots at the hospitals, because the hospitals, they're working hard. They're great people. I have 2 children. My oldest is about to be 4, and my daughter is going to be 2 this summer. They were born at 2 different hospitals. Neither lactation consultant at said hospitals, which I won't name, were fabulous. And now that you mentioned some of that stuff about like, well, they can't tell you certain things because of whatever, it makes a little bit more sense, but they also just weren't fabulous. Another reason why I wanted to have you come in the show and sort of clear the air about that.
Yeah. Hospital lactation consultants, they're really awesome, but they're efficient in that they have to meet so many moms in their shift. So they're not, I don't want to call them like robots, but they kind of have like their routine with each mom going into each room, and their knowledge, all they really need to be able to retain, and they have more knowledge than what they need for that job. But for that job, all they really need to be able to counsel is getting mom to survive through that first 3 to 5 days that they're in the hospital with baby. So it's like very short period of time, which is great for during that time. But then once you're off on your own, it can get really confusing and challenging.
Yeah, because we got like 18 to 20 more years after that.
Yes.
So speaking of different services that in-hospital can provide versus privatization, can you share with us some of the things that you and Rooted offer?
Yes. So we help moms with their feeding journey, and it's a whole bunch of different things that pop up. So we help with pumping, getting baby to latch, like the basics, oral restrictions and tongue ties, which is actually one of my favorite specialties of it. Weaning, starting solids, basically anything that has to do with infant feeding for that first year or two of baby's life is kind of what we're here for, which is kind of awesome. And a lot of times too, I have moms where everything's going perfectly and they just want that extra reassurance. So there's also that kind of mental help kind of in a sense to it as well.
You've been saying we. It's not just you. You have a team of people, correct?
Yes, yeah, I have two other lactation consultants with me. I brought them on when I was pregnant with my second, who is 9 weeks old currently. I didn't want to leave any of my clients hanging when I went to have a baby, but I also didn't want to put that pressure on me that I had to just go right back into work like as soon as I'm out of the hospital. So I brought them on, and they have been awesome, both really awesome ladies and really knowledgeable.
Do they have sort of their own specializations and things? Do they excel in one area or another, or are they both pretty well rounded?
They're both pretty well rounded. I have one who has hospital background actually. She worked in the hospital, went to get her IBCLC certificate license, and kind of wanted to expand into private practice. So I have her on as well. So she kind of has a well-versed of hospital and private practice.
Nice, very nice. So I just mentioned a minute ago that I have two kids of my own, and my wife was able to breastfeed both, and we're sort of winding down the breastfeeding journey with my youngest. I know as a dad, there was a lot of feeling of helplessness when it came with that kind of stuff, especially because neither kid wanted to take a bottle. Like it
Uh,
was mom or nothing. So I know your business revolves a lot around moms and babies, but is there any advice or tips or resources you have in your tool belt that could help dads that are maybe watching this?
Yes, yeah. I definitely encounter questions from dads all the time, especially during my prenatal appointments when they're kind of preparing for breastfeeding of like, what can I do? And luckily there's so many things that can help, but like one of the most simplest, easiest things that you can do for mom who's exclusively breastfeeding is if you see her breastfeeding or pumping or whatever, making sure she has her favorite snack and water is like a huge thing. And I know it seems so simple of a little thing, but that speaks volumes. And then of course there's, you know, other things that you can do to kind of just make sure that she's able to kind of focus on her and her baby because those first couple weeks especially, um, they could be hard. It's tough, you're learning. There's all sorts of challenges that can pop up. Sometimes moms even kind of get into that moment and forget to take care of themselves too. So just having that partner there that could kind of be like, hey, like let me take baby for a minute. You take a shower, or here's snacks. I took care of the dishes. Don't worry about that. You focus on baby. That kind of support just speaks volumes and really helps moms out a lot.
You also offer like a lot of additional resources. I found a lot of those on your website.
Yeah.
So I found that you have like a breastfeeding essentials guide that you can like download off the site. I also found you have a really interesting blog called Milk, Motherhood, and More.
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
and that had like a lot of cool, interesting topics to it. And I also saw that you have an online mom and breastfeeding support group called the Rooted Network.
Yes,
So
yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about each of those things? Because they sound like really cool resources.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I try to put as much into it as possible for moms to have like free resources, whether they come to me for an appointment or not. Just because there's not a lot of education, I feel like that you are prepared with beforehand. So the essentials guide is literally like my prenatal visit in a pamphlet, pretty much. Basically, all the stuff that you would want to know prior is in there from initiating a latch, the first hour after breastfeeding, the golden hour, common challenges. There's lots of like really good stuff in there. And then the Rooted Network is actually something newer that I kind of started implementing. It's really special to me because um, it kind of allows moms to be able to just connect together, get support. I mean, they're depending on what level of support, it's either worth getting more of a consult or you can get peer-to-peer advice. And sometimes I go in there too and offer really good advice if I'm able to. And there's also, I mean, a tons of information in there as well, accessible to moms for free too. Like, I mean, pretty much any resource that I would send out to one of my clients during a visit during their care plan is all in there. So there's lots of really, really great stuff in there that I try to offer for moms.
Yeah, I know. After my wife had our youngest, she joined like a lactation group at the hospital that met like on Tuesdays or whatever, and she still keeps in touch with them. And my daughter's almost 2, and we go to like the kids' birthday parties every year, and we only ever see the kids like once a year now because we're not like super close. But it's
Yeah.
fun to like meet up every once a year for like a handful of their birthdays. Like, oh yeah, here you are again. And I know
Yeah.
they've been really helpful. So to have a network like that is really cool and really helpful.
Yeah, it's very special.
Can you tell us a little bit about with what free time, what very little free time I imagine you have between being a mom of 2 and then running this powerhouse of a business? Can you tell us a little bit about your photography?
Yes, yes, and newborn photography, that's actually also kind of helped get me into lactation, to be honest. When I was first trying to find that passion and wanting to like bottle up that magic of early motherhood, I originally went down the newborn photography route initially. So that way I can kind of do that on my own, quit my day job that I had previous to having my daughter. So then I kind of had that free time with her and then kind of get some income because it's not a single family income economy anymore, and just kind of be there during those special moments. So I've been doing that long before the lactation. And then as I was doing the lactation education and everything that goes into becoming board certified, I had that to kind of help bring in a little income. And it's so, there's nothing better than sticking a baby in a bucket. Like, it's just so cute. It's like the best thing ever.
Mhm. Is that separate from Rooted, or do you?
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's kind of separate, but I like to always sometimes refer the businesses to each other if that makes sense. Because you never know. Like I'll have a mom, especially if I have a mom here for photography, and I can see that they're struggling because a lot of times the baby needs to eat during. It's like newborn
Mhm.
photography actually typically takes like 3 hours.
Yes.
It's a long time. So sometimes I catch those moms struggling and then I can kind of just be like, hey, I'm a lactation consultant. Like, this is my business. I sometimes help them right then and there, just real quickly if it's a quick fix. But it's nice to have both those because you never know, especially during the photography, like that's like the perfect opportunity to find a mom because she's struggling and doesn't know where to find that help. And it's the perfect opportunity.
For sure. If people have enjoyed the conversation we've had, where can they learn more about you and Rooted?
They can go right to my website at rootedmaternalwellness.com.
Are you on social media anywhere, or is that the main platform to get you?
I am on social media. I'm just not social media savvy, but more than welcome to follow me on there. It's just,
Well, we'll throw all the links that we got. We'll throw them in the description, so you can find Nicole and the amazing things she's doing, and all the wonderful resources she has out there for the new moms. I know as a guy in my 30s, it would have been helpful to have someone like you 5 years ago, Nicole.
yeah.
So, I appreciate you taking your time to come on the show. Thank you very much, Nicole.
Thank you.